casinos, luxury resorts, and billion-dollar spectacles on the Las Vegas Strip and beyond. That is the empire of Las Vegas Sands, and the man behind it all, Sheldon Adelson. A college dropout turned the world's most influential casino mogul. Adelson reshaped not only Las Vegas but also Macau and Singapore, building a gambling empire worth tens of billions. His story is one of relentless ambition, global expansion, political influence, and eventually, a legacy cemented as one of the most powerful figures in modern business history. This is the origin story of Sands and Sheldon Adelson. Sheldon Adelson was born in 1933 in Boston, Massachusetts, the son of poor immigrant parents. His father was a taxi driver, his mother ran a knitting shop, and money was always tight. From a young age, Sheldon was restless and ambitious, selling newspapers on the streets of Boston when he was just 12 years old. By the time he was a teenager, he was hustling to find new ways to make money, buying and reselling everything from toiletries to newspapers. He dropped out of college, but that didn't stop him. Adelson believed in doing business rather than studying it. Adelson's entrepreneurial journey didn't follow a straight line, and that's what made it remarkable. In his 20s, he borrowed $200 from his uncle to buy a license to sell newspapers on a Boston street corner. Later, he tried running a candy vending machine business. He dabbled in mortgage brokering, charter tours, even investment ventures that failed almost as quickly as they started. But Adelson was relentless. When one business closed, he started another. By his own admission, he had launched more than 50 businesses before his casino days, each one teaching him lessons about markets, people, and risk-taking. His first big break came in the 1970s with Comdex, the global computer trade show, which transformed him from a hustler into a heavyweight entrepreneur. At its peak, Comdex attracted over 200,000 visitors and was a central meeting point for the tech industry. In 1995, Adelson sold Comdex to Japan's SoftBank for nearly $900 million. His personal share, over $500 million. That windfall gave him the capital to chase his next dream, casinos. Most people in his shoes would have retired comfortably, but Adelson was wired differently. He wanted a bigger stage. In 1988, he turned his eyes toward Las Vegas, where the legendary Sands Hotel and Casino, once Frank Sinatra's Rat Pack playground, was fading into irrelevance. Adelson and his partners swooped in and purchased the property for around $128 million. It was a bold move. At the time, Las Vegas was still dominated by old-school operators who thought gambling alone was enough to keep the money flowing. Adelson had a different vision. He wanted to transform Las Vegas from a place of smoky gambling halls into a global destination for business conventions, entertainment, and luxury tourism. The Sands Expo and Convention Center opened in 1990, right next to the hotel, changing the industry. It was one of the first times a casino was integrated with a massive convention center, ensuring that rooms would stay filled not only on weekends but all week long. Adelson's vision crystallized in 1996 when he announced plans to demolish the old Sands and replace it with something the Strip had never seen before. The Venetian, a mega resort modeled after Venice, Italy, complete with canals, gondolas, and replicas of landmarks like St. Mark's Square and the Rialto Bridge. It was a bold gamble, demolishing a legendary casino that once hosted the Rat Pack and replacing it with a property that would cost over $1.5 billion to build. When the Venetian opened in 1999, it was instantly one of the most ambitious resorts in the world. Beyond the luxury hotel rooms and casino floors, Adelson doubled down on his strategy of integrating convention business with hospitality. The Venetian came with a massive convention and expo center attached, designed to bring in thousands of business travelers year-round, ensuring steady revenue even when tourist numbers dipped. This combination of luxury, spectacle, and business practicality redefined Las Vegas and turned Adelson into a kingmaker of the Strip. The Venetian wasn't just about glitz, it was a statement of Adelson's philosophy. Casinos shouldn't just chase high rollers. They should build ecosystems that blend entertainment, tourism, and business under one roof. This model would later be exported to Asia, particularly Macau, where Adelson transformed his company into the most profitable casino operator on Earth. But Adelson's empire was only beginning. In 2001, the Chinese government opened up Macau to foreign casino operators. Adelson saw the opportunity and pounced. In 2004, Las Vegas Sands opened the Sands Macau, the first American-owned casino in the city. It was a massive success, paying for itself in less than a year. Adelson doubled down, and in 2007 he unveiled the Venetian Macau, a $2.4 billion mega-resort on the Cotai Strip. With 3,000 suites, the world's largest casino floor, and a massive convention center, it instantly made Macau the gambling capital of the world. By the mid-2010s, Adelson's Macau operations were generating more revenue than the entire Las Vegas Strip combined. Adelson effectively created a Las Vegas of the East, turning Sands into a global giant. Adelson wasn't done. His next masterpiece came in Singapore with Marina Bay Sands, which opened in 2010 at a cost of $5.6 billion. With its 3 iconic towers topped by a massive sky park and infinity pool, Marina Bay Sands became one of the most recognizable buildings in the world. It also became a money-printing machine, making billions in annual profit and cementing Sands as the most powerful casino operator globally. Currently, it is the 13th most expensive building in the world. Behind the empire, Adelson's personal life played a big role in shaping his drive. He married twice. His first marriage ended in divorce after raising 3 adopted children, one of whom tragically struggled with substance abuse and passed away. In 1991, Adelson married Dr. Miriam Adelson, an Israeli-born physician and addiction specialist. Miriam became both his partner in philanthropy and a central figure in his later years. Together, they established charitable foundations, donated heavily to Jewish causes, medical research, and drug rehabilitation programs. While Adelson was known as tough and relentless in business, those close to him said his family kept him grounded, and Miriam in particular was his anchor. Adelson's success made him one of the richest men on the planet. At his peak, his net worth exceeded $40 billion, making him one of the top 20 wealthiest people in the world. But Adelson wasn't just a businessman, he was also a political heavyweight. A major donor to Republican candidates and conservative causes, Adelson was considered one of the most influential figures in American politics. His donations shaped presidential campaigns, and his newspaper ownership in Israel gave him influence abroad as well. Few businessmen wielded as much political and economic power as Sheldon Adelson. But the empire wasn't without challenges. The 2008 financial crisis nearly bankrupted Las Vegas Sands as construction costs ballooned and debt mounted. Adelson had to invest billions of his personal fortune to save the company. In the end, the gamble paid off, and Sands emerged stronger than ever. Later, Macau's regulatory shifts and China's anti-corruption crackdowns cut into revenues. And as with many casino operators, the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 dealt a brutal blow, shutting down travel and gaming operations worldwide. In January 2021, Sheldon Adelson passed away at the age of 87. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy lives on. Miriam, who inherited his stake in Sands, became one of the wealthiest women in the world, with a net worth exceeding $40 billion after his death. She remains the family's torchbearer, continuing both his philanthropic and business legacy. Las Vegas Sands remains the largest casino operator in the world, with properties in Las Vegas, Macau, and Singapore. Adelson is remembered as the man who transformed casinos into integrated resorts, turned Macau into the gambling capital of the world, and reshaped global tourism. His mix of bold risk-taking, relentless vision, and political influence left an indelible mark not just on Las Vegas but on the global stage. And so, from a humble Boston upbringing to reshaping the skylines of Las Vegas and Macau, Sheldon Adelson built more than just casinos. He built a philosophy of business that mixed spectacle with strategy, entertainment with enterprise. He wasn't always loved. Critics targeted his politics, his labor disputes, and his dominance in gaming. But he was undeniably a titan who left his mark on the world. Today, Las Vegas Sands remains a multi-billion-dollar empire. His widow Miriam Adelson continues to carry the torch, and his family still sits atop one of the largest fortunes in the world. Love him or hate him, Adelson's story is a reminder that vision, risk, and relentless drive can take you from the streets of Dorchester to the heights of global influence. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Stag Research, your go-to channel for the untold legacies behind the biggest companies and boldest founders. What do you think about Adelson's rise? Genius strategy or ruthless ambition? Drop your take in the comments. Mr. Stag, logging off.